Hello everybody, it is PreludeBoy99 and today we're going to talk about why people hate Lamley or Lamley Group. And this isn't a video to bully him, this isn't a video to just completely take a shit on him, although I have my personal gripes with him and I'll get to that later in this video. Today I'm going to discuss why people hate him. I'm simply answering a question because a lot of people in my comment section despise him. And they have their own reasons, and I guess we could read a few comments. But first, let's get to know the man. So, Lamley Group is actually a group. It's not just one person behind it. The person behind the Instagram, the YouTube channel, and all that stuff, that's John Lambert, not John Lamley. People make the mistake thinking that Lamley Group is one person, but it's not. It originally started as a blog. A long time ago. I don't know when it started. It was over a decade ago. But originally it was a blog. And we're looking at the blog right now. And basically it talked about diecasters, Hot Wheels, Matchbox, Tomica Limited, Mini GT, Auto World, Tarmac Works. The works. So it's not just Hot Wheels that he does. Because a lot of people know him for the Hot Wheels stuff. He covers a lot of other stuff. But Hot Wheels is the most famous one because it's the biggest 1/64 diecast brand out there. So he has a relationship with Mattel. So he founded this blog with another person named David Tilley, and they combined their names together, Lamley Tilley, or Lambert and Tilley, and then you have Lamley. So Lamley Group originally started as a blog. So he writes about everything. For example, this Mattel Brick Shop Hot Wheels Mercedes, he talks about it. He actually made a blog post about it where he talks about it, bullet points it, talks about the pricing. So he has a lot of information on upcoming releases and stuff like that. I actually built this. I might make a video on it. I also have the Mercedes, so let me know if you guys want to see those videos. If you guys want to see me build that, let me know in the comments below. But yeah, essentially he just makes a whole bunch of content on other diecast brands, not just Hot Wheels. But he's most known for Hot Wheels because, again, it's the most popular brand. So, why do people dislike this man so much? And it's kind of a tricky answer because everyone has their own reason, but the thing that I see the most, the thing that people complain about the most that I've seen in my comment section is that they hate him for his relationship with Mattel. Mattel keeps sending him free stuff, and essentially what he does with that free stuff is that he sells it. He flips it on, I believe it's on Whatnot, or there's some other site, bidding site, that he sells his product on. So now we're going to talk about his Instagram, his social media. And, you know, he's really, really good at showcasing the brands that he works with. For example, he does really good photography and videography. He's really good at what he does. I'm not going to deny that. He's really good at showcasing these cars in a beautiful way. So beautiful that I kind of want to adopt that kind of videography in my videos, and he actually inspired some of the stuff that I did, that I'm trying to do. But yeah, he's just really good at what he does. He's a photographer, and he's just really good at it. So he gets early access to RLC and a lot of other Hot Wheels projects first, and here's a case that he was sent early from a while ago. And, you know, he's just taking the cars out of the case as a normal person would. But then he does something that he does this. He does this thing where he just throws it. And what you start to notice is that this man kind of shows off. And maybe he's not trying to. But when he throws the supers, like there was a video where he was just tossing supers in his backyard. You know, something that is very difficult for people to find. And he just throws it in his backyard like a madman. I don't know why, but he does that. And it kind of rubs people the wrong way because people spend years trying to find a super. I still haven't found a super treasure hunt in the stores because it's impossible now because the stores are rated before they even hit the pegs. So, it comes off as showing off. And I'm not sure if he's trying to do that on purpose, but he just does it. He just, he buys a case, he pulls out some, and then he pulls out the super eventually. We'll see. And he's always given special and then he just throws it. He throws the super too. So he's very disrespectful with his cars. And again, it's his cars. He can do whatever the hell he wants with it. But again, it's what he does, which is it's just he's showing off, and he shows off his collection. And then he goes into a store like this video right here, and he does this thing where he goes to a store, and then he finds a super treasure hunt on the pegs. Now, it could be that he's just very lucky in his area, or he stages them. And that's a theory that a lot of people have. And people have a theory that he stages super treasure hunt finds, or he goes into the store before they're open. Like, he has very special access to the stores, that he has connections. So I believe that people just dislike him for a number of reasons, but the most common one is that he just shows off, and he's very disrespectful to his own collection, and he's just boasting. Maybe he's not what he's trying to do, but he's essentially a commercial for Mattel, Tamaka, and 64, all those brands. He's just a commercial. He's stylized with how he's showcasing his own collection. And most of his own collection is from Mattel themselves. And maybe some of the collection that he has is from his own pocket. That's fine. But then again, he does stuff like this, where look how many skylines he has in his hands that he's just carrying like a madman. Again, it's his cars. He can do whatever the hell he wants with it. But, most of the stuff, what he has in his hands is over thousands of dollars. Well, I don't want to say thousands. Maybe it's just upwards of $1,000, because that yellow one's like 700. The blue one is like 600. The purple one is a 200, and the chrome one is like 120, and the pink one is like 80. So he has over $1,300 in his hands, and he's carrying it like that. It's like he has no respect towards his own collection. But again, a lot of the hate can also come from jealousy as well, because not a lot of people have a collection like this. That's understandable. And then he does these sneak peeks as well. And again, they're very well. This thing won't load. They're very well filmed. And he wears the white gloves. I find it funny that he wears like the white gloves now, but like before, he would just carry 6 skylines in his hands without even having some sort of container for them. So it's arrogance, showing off, all that stuff. And he's really good at it. I'm not going to lie. He's really good at showing off his collection. And even the stuff that Mattel sends him. So, a true collector has some sort of respect for the things that he collects. Lamley doesn't really have that respect. But again, it's his collection. He can do whatever the hell he wants with it. So, people hate him because he's kind of tied to a problem right now that Hot Wheels is having. This craze that Hot Wheels is having, which is, these chases, the super treasure hunts, and RLC, how they're scalped for a humongous price. And he showcases them first, before anyone has a chance to get them. This is what he does, because, his channel it's a showcase channel. So again, we're just going to watch him take them out, and then he's just going to carelessly throw them. I think there was a video once where he had a whole bunch of supers and then he just threw them in his backyard. Absolute madman. Because, again, normal collectors are having a hard time finding them. And just the way the guy just treats it, it's kind of like Hot Wheels abuse. Oh, and here's one that he finds on the pegs. And it's cool that he's displaying them. It's not displaying them. He's putting them on the pegs for the store clerks that work there. And he puts it there. And he takes the super. He probably didn't need it because he was gonna probably get a free one from Mattel or another case. But yeah, he packs them, and yeah, my happy roll Dollar Tree hits again. Let's read some of the comments. You suck, man. Yeah, just some and again, I understand some of the jealousy behind this because again, people want this stuff. They want this in their collection. And here's another example of I think this is the video that I was talking about. He goes in his backyard, he grabs a whole bunch of supers. And he just throws it in his backyard. He just throws it in his backyard. Like it's nothing. And maybe that's to show, maybe it's just to show that, super treasure hunts, they don't mean anything to him. But again, for someone who can't find one, it's pretty aggravating to watch. So that's why people dislike him. I'm not saying this is the reason why I dislike him, but he just seems very disingenuous with the stuff that he makes, especially with videos like that. But it's very stylized. He's very, as much as I hate to admit it, he's stylized with his videos. And again, that's why I say that he's a commercial. Like people might see that as an insult, but I also see that as it's kind of like a backhanded compliment because the way that he showcases these cars, it's very good camera work. Very, very good camera work. Very good lighting. Like I wish I could have lighting that good for my videos, and I'm struggling to even do that. Yeah, he just showcases them. Oh, that's a nice S2000. I need to get one now that I own an S2000. But yeah, no, he showcases, he gets them early and he showcases them, and he's Mattel's hype man. But the one thing that he does at the end of each sale for RLC, he always makes this "so" post right here. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it says "so." Like so. And he always puts out these feeler posts. And I always see it as disingenuous because a lot of the people in his comment section say that they had no luck. Sold out. And here's a comment. Why not just make more pre-orders? I don't get it. They have all the time to make bricks on pegs and not enough for everyone to eat. It's more money for them, isn't it? 60-minute wait, sold out. Heck no, checking out within 1 minute. Timer says 12 minutes, sold out within 10 minutes. Freaking scalpers and bots. Lamley, do something. What a waste. Had an opportunity to shine but completely missed the mark. And this is Hot Wheels Collector USA with the check mark, so he's verified. So, all these complaints and problems, he asks so. He doesn't really respond to any of these comments. And he does this for every RLC release. For every one. Maybe he does it all the time. See, for the BMW. Easy grab, which it was the same as the RWB. He always says so as if he cares. And people complain. People say that they're not able to get it. Same thing with this. Easy Pass. So tell me, did you pay for it? No, it's too much. I don't need it. Nope. A lot of people didn't even get this one. But he always asks this question. Always with this always with this question. And no matter how good or bad the sale went, it's not like he's going to do anything about it. So, to me, it kind of comes off as disingenuous. Almost a year ago, he made this video about RLC never being better and also never being worse. So in this video, he tries to be as neutral as possible with RLC. He acknowledges the good and he acknowledges the bad. And I would have been perfectly fine with him if he didn't make this video. And this is like the video that I dislike the most. It's because he's very disingenuous. And, he talks about, these RLCs, he glazes them, saying that they're perfect, they're amazing, oh my god, it's so good. And then he gets into, the criticism part. And there's, a point in the video where, he's talking about RLC and QC. He acknowledges it.
Chrome lipped 5 spokes, which I think is actually kind of cool. If they didn't have that,
He's just glazing it.
Who would argue that these aren't great? But I do see one thing that at one point I wanted to make.
See, there's QC right there.
RLC,
See, there's QC right there. Look at this.
To have that one. So one thing I want to say, you're seeing my argument. I think these products are fantastic. I don't know who would argue that these aren't great.
Oh my god. So look, he's talking and there's QC issue on this Mustang.
Are really doing some amazing realistic models in 164 to make.
Do you see that? Do you guys see that? There's a QC defect on his. So watch, he's gonna acknowledge it. Hold on, I'm gonna skip because he's just talking about He's talking about the difference between RLC and Mini GT and Inno64, and he makes some good points. Because again, RLC is a brand for an extension of Hot Wheels, not so much for realism. If you want realism, get Elite 64. Elite 64 is amazing, in my honest opinion. And I believe some of them are still $20, and they're usually on sale because not a lot of people buy them. So if you want realism, but you like the Hot Wheels name, Elite 64 isn't a bad place to start. But you can also go with Mini GT, Inno 64, all that good stuff.
Collectors, and frustrated me as well. Let's see if I can get this.
Look at this. Watch.
There we go. This engine opens so you can kind of see that. But the details on the engine are pretty fabulous.
That looks terrible. That looks horrible.
This is not my favorite version. I know it's based on the racing. I like that chrome.
And he's just glazing it.
Version better, and a couple of the even the membership.
Look, this looks terrible.
A couple of the convention models I like better, but this is still a nice casting, and I'll obviously add it to the collection. It's very nicely detailed. The interior is nice on this one too. So these are models. These are an expansion of the Hot Wheels universe. These are.
This thing is terrible. Look at how bad this thing is. He just opened it up, and this thing is already messed up. Hold on. I think I skipped over it. Let me go back.
Expansion of the Hot Wheels universe. These
models.
Watch. Let's open up this hood on this one. There's a problem right there. Look at that big gash in the paint. That's something. I mean, that's a whole. When you're paying this much for a model like this, you definitely don't want to see that. So that's another thing that I know has frustrated collectors and frustrated me as well. Let's see if I can get this.
See, and he acknowledges it, and then he doesn't talk about it, and that's what frustrates me about this man, is that he bought an RLC, and it has a lot of QC issues. It's not just the hood. The model looks really, really bad. You see it on the look. Look at this. It's inexcusable that you're buying a product at this price. I really wish he would have said more about it. And look at oh my god, it's terrible. He's showcasing how terrible this casting is. And he's glazing it completely. That's embarrassing. And he does that throughout the video. He acknowledges it, and then he continues on the video to defend Mattel. But he makes some pretty good points in this video, but what I can't stand is he's clearly protecting the brand. I would have been fine with what he does on YouTube because I understand that, he has a relationship with this corporation. He's doing what he's doing for money. If he was upfront about that, I wouldn't have a problem with it. But the problem that I have is that he tries to give the appearance that he's a collector like everyone else. But when there's something like this where it's clearly like there's clearly problems with it and he just glazes over that, completely just looks over the look at this. Look at all this paint. It's inexcusable for a product like this. And sure, maybe it might be just one casting, but the fact that he acknowledges it and then just continues to move forward. A channel of his size can make a huge difference within the community of Hot Wheels. And that's what frustrates me, is that he has power, he has influence. If he made just one video talking about the QC issues and doesn't hold back and says that, hey, Mattel, you need to get your shit together, a lot of people would not buy memberships. Like, a lot more people would be informed about this. It would make a huge difference, but of course he's not going to because he needs to protect the relationship. I understand the relationship part because it's a business. What he has is a business, and he's really good at doing it. But why try to make yourself have an appearance of being a normal average collector like the rest of us? Because he's clearly not like us. He's not like us at all. He gets a lot of stuff handed down by Mattel, and he gets a lot of stuff for free, and he tries to flip it on, I believe it's like on Whatnot. He tries to flip it on, I believe he has, I want to go to his channel real quick, and I want to go to live, because I believe there's like showcases, exclusives, and, yeah, the Purge collection, where he sells a whole bunch of stuff. And this could be his own collection. Okay, I don't want to make the assumption that he's selling what Mattel is sending him. And perhaps maybe the relationship is, it's not very clear to us. But for me, for someone that used to watch his content, and sometimes I watch it only just to know what's coming out. I don't really watch it because I like the personality behind the camera. But to me, for somebody that wants this brand to change, that I want the quality to be there, and, he has this power, he has this influence, and then he doesn't do anything. That's what frustrates me. And what happened with the RWB selling out that quick, and now it's being flipped, being scalped for over $200, which is ridiculous. But again, scalpers are gonna scalp. This brand needs to be better, and not only that, the customer service side of things need to be better too. For example, a lot of people, and I'm gonna go to my channel right now, so that way I can show you the video. A lot of people misunderstood the reason why I made this video. A lot of people misunderstood the reason why I made this video. They thought that the reason why I made this video was because I couldn't get any, which is false. I already got my 2. I got 2 of them. I was able to get it from the website successfully. I was quick enough. I waited in line for 10 minutes, and I was able to get it. And I have the receipts to prove it if you guys don't believe me. I actually posted the confirmation receipt on my post tab. My post page. You guys can check it out right now if you want to. And what got me upset was that there were people in the UK, people in Europe, because people in Europe, they have to pay a lot of money for shipping in Europe. The UK, I don't know how it is in the UK, but I've heard stories that people have to pay a huge price for shipping. And, they already have to pay so much more money for these castings. And what really got me upset was that there were some instances, some people, I don't know how many, but I read a comment that said that there was people that got their orders canceled 8 hours after the sale, after they went through all the BS. They went through the waiting in line, the queue. They put in their cart. They made an effort to put in their shop pay. They paid for it. Everything was said and done, and then 8 hours later, they got the carpet pulled from under them. That's where I think it's unacceptable, because from a consumer side, it's just Mattel treating the consumers poorly. That's what makes me upset. I understand that this casting was going to be rare and sought after and scalped. I knew it from the get go. I'm not going to pretend that I didn't know that this thing was going to sell out in minutes. I knew that. And I knew that there was going to be a chance I wasn't going to get it. I completely understood the fact that there was a chance that I wasn't going to get it. I wasn't going to be upset about that. But what upsets me is that the customer service side of things is awful. It's extremely awful. And, they could have made more of these. They could have had this made to order. Everyone could have been able to get one or however many they want. They've done it before with the RLC selections. I don't understand why they couldn't do it with this. But again, people are greedy. They want to scalp things. And this is like the second RLC. The very first one was, I believe the first one was the Akiri Nakai, like that little diorama piece, and we never saw it again after that. So I understand the hype behind this, but what I don't understand, or what I dislike, is just the customer service side of things, how we're treated as consumers. So we have all these problems with RLC. On top of that, they tried fixing it with Overdrive, which isn't a solution. It's basically us paying them to fix a problem they created. And not only that, the service is very lackluster. Sure, it reserves RLC for you like the day before the sale goes live, but it doesn't. There's no feature that you can buy more than one. So let's say if the limit is 2 per account, Overdrive doesn't allow you to buy 2. So most of the time you have to, buy your secured copy from Overdrive, and then you have to go on the website on sale day and try to secure yourself one. And it's always a huge battle for that. So yeah, people dislike Lamley because he's just kind of a disingenuous asshole. And for me, I don't like the guy because he has so much power and he can do so much, but he decides to use it for his own business. And I would be fine with that if he didn't pretend to care. That's why I dislike him so much, is that he pretends to care. And I've heard that he makes these posts, like these check-in posts, like the so posts, because the designers at Mattel Creations, they look at the feedback and they try to accommodate for that. But I just think it's crap. He's full of crap. And I feel like he didn't need to make that RLC video about it being good and bad. He's just a shill. That's why people call him a shill. It's because he's more concerned about his own relationship, and his audience are voicing their concerns, they're voicing their problems with RLC, and he just doesn't care about his audience. And it's just very unfortunate. Before I end out this video, I do want to show some comments about Lamley. Okay, I'm going to read this comment. Thank you for saying what you said about Lamley. At the end of every video, he says, "Tell me what you think," but then answers no one in the comments. He's full of shit. Like you also said, he's just protecting his relationship with Mattel and doesn't give a damn about his audience. He is not the voice for us. He's a voice for himself, period. And then here's another comment. There's an old saying, don't bite the hand that feeds you. Us actual collectors are feeding this monster, and it keeps biting us. Exactly. We watch Lamley's videos. He has tens of thousands of views for each RLC casting, and if there's something like that's huge, like the Optimus Prime v X Hot Wheels collaboration, he gets over like 2 million views or 200,000 views. Lamley's a fake car guy calling Evo an Evo 9 and Evo 4. He's a Mattel bootlicker. Lamley gets everything, every chase, every car for free. He's bought and paid for. Lamley is no longer a collecting channel. He's just a Mattel channel. And here we go. Thanks for adjusting the issue. So this is what I was talking about the UK. Here in the UK, most buyers confirm orders were canceled by Mattel 10 hours after confirmation. You know, when we complained, they gave us 10% off on our next order. How we laughed. Yeah, see, that's why I wanted to make the video right here. Here's another. Lamley won't talk down on Mattel as they support his channel. There are UK channels that got invites to a day at Silverstone and loads of freebies, but no channels that talked about Mattel negatively got any support from them, which makes sense. They have to they have to have exclusive stuff that they know is going to sell out instantly to resales to keep the hype train going. Much love. And here's a subscriber that has been subscribed for a long time. I mentioned this on the RLC forum, asking why does Lamley need to hype the RWB Porsche and the 80th anniversary set when both of those items were already guaranteed to sell out. Mattel basically gives him free items for no reason. I don't think he's meant to be the voice for us. He's basically an overglorified pitchman, salesman. But it doesn't take much talent to sell an item that already has plenty of demand to begin with. I would love to see him sell the Paul George circle tracker that's been sitting in the Mattel store for years now, on sale in fact. I mean, he should literally prove his worth by hyping up a slow-moving item. That's the mark of a true influencer, not whatever it is that he does. Yeah, no, and these is the comments that I get on my videos about Lamley. They despise him for a lot of the same reasons that I despise him too. And again, he can make a huge difference within the diecast collecting community, but chooses not to. Time and time again, he protects his relationship. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'm definitely going to work on another video talking about the state of RLC and what we need to do to get RLC back on track. I really hope that I give you guys good quality content. I don't want to just turn on a camera and talk for half an hour. You know, I want to give you guys some really good quality content. I originally wanted to make a script for this, but I decided not to. I decided that I'm just going to talk from the heart. I'm trying to get better at speaking with my voice and speaking clearly, concisely. As someone who has a speech disability and someone that had to go to speech therapy, I'm trying to work with my disability every single video. So thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.